Hey, it's Big Game James McCarty, the sports director at Flag Family Media. We're here now with Dragon women's basketball head coach Karla Nelson. Coach, your team every week by week, developing a little bit more, gaining some more experience, having a couple of really tough matchups last weekend against Duluth and Concordia St. Paul. You were right there with them until that overtime. In my eyes, I think just kind of running out of gas a little bit, but what did you like overall from your performances and how you competed against two really good teams last weekend?
Well, I think you hit it right on the head. I mean, they're both really good basketball teams, and I thought Duluth, for instance, we competed. Third quarter comes around, Duluth gets a little bit of a lead on us, and we had a number of shots, really good shots that did not go in. And it's amazing what happens when teams get a little bit of game pressure taken off of them, and then when a team gets game pressure put on them. And we certainly had the game pressure on us that whole second half. But, we continued to battle. But I was disappointed that we didn't finish some of those shots that we had. And, fatigue is, you can kind of talk about fatigue, but I think at this point every team is fatigued. You have to learn how to play through that and show some grit. And I do think our team is made of grit. But I do think we have to handle that a little bit better. And then CSP, neither team could score. You got to give CSP credit. They hit a big shot at the end to send it into overtime. We did not defend that play very well, and that's on myself. When I looked at that play, I had 4 freshmen and a junior in, and I don't know what I was thinking on that situation. We probably needed some more veterans in there. But we did not defend it well, but give them, Concordia St. Paul, credit for really hitting a very tough 3 with my Metcalf contesting it. So, and then overtime, we just didn't have a lot to give.
And now this weekend, you're going on the road, a couple of tough games, at Winona, at Minnesota State, Mankato. A lot of people know what the Mavericks are going to present, but when you look at those two games, it sounds like they kind of contrast each other a little bit more than they're comparable. So what would you say is the biggest key to Winona's in being successful, and then Mankato?
Well, I think, first of all, starting today, we just need to focus on Winona. Winona is similar to us in the sense that they struggle to score at times, and then all of a sudden they get hot and they can hit some shots, and they're going to play really hard defensively. They've held some teams down, to the 40s, some pretty good teams in the 40s. So, we're going to have our work cut out for us. We're going to need to hit some shots from the perimeter. I think that's going to be the big key for us. Can we knock some shots down and start to feel better about ourselves? And then as we head to Mankato, we'll have to get ready for chaos. Chaos is probably the word that I would probably use to describe them. And Emily TC does a great job with them. That's why they're ranked in the country. And we'll have to try to limit our turnovers. That's easier said than done.
Yeah, well, being on the road, it may be a little bit tough this weekend, and we talk about the youth of your team, but building and gaining experience week by week. Is there a right time in the season, and if so, are you starting to implement more plays, sets, things of that sort, trying to broaden things out, or is it trying to just survive this year and then be able to, as sophomores and juniors, be able to kind of go more towards a complicated or kind of expanded play sheet?
Well, we actually have a lot of stuff in, and I did get a request from the players, please, Coach, don't add anything. I think, right now, I think, there's some mental fatigue in there, but, I have a long playlist, and, we don't use them all during the game, but, I have a long playlist, and, I try to pick out, 20, 25 things that I think we can run against somebody, and that might be a little long right now. I think when you're playing your best basketball, you can keep it pretty simple. Coaches we can get in our own way by making it too complicated. And then I think the mental aspect for the players gets tougher. And so not only are you physically tired, but then you become mentally tired. So I'm just going to really try to keep it simple this week. And, maybe for the remainder, when you're really playing well, most of your scoring comes out of your offense. It's not all these quick hitters and timing plays. It's, kids making plays out of their own offense. So I think that's what we're really going to try to stress.
As we're wrapping up the conversation, look forward to this weekend. What would you say, from your eyes, has been the biggest category of improvement so far for this team this year?
Well, people have no idea on the outside when you are just a basketball fan and you don't know really what's going on the inside. These kids have had to take in a lot of information, and I think they've handled it really well. This weekend will be the kind of the weekend where maybe they've seen just about everything that teams can throw at us. And so when you think about, we're into game number, what is it, 18, 17, 18, something
18,
like that.
19 this weekend.
Yeah. That's a lot of information, and there's a lot of plays, a lot of how to defend something, press breaks, and special situations, and how do you play this person? So I think they've handled it really well, and hopefully, and then as we end the season, some of these things now will become repetitive, and they'll be like, "Oh, I saw that," and now they can learn how to play without thinking so much. That would probably be the thing that I'm going to look forward to as we end the season.
Awesome. Well, hey, Coach, thank you for coming to your time as you do every week. We appreciate it. Good luck this weekend. Looking forward to cheering on the team from Winona and then being there live in Mankato this weekend.
Well, we look forward to it. And, I think the other thing is I actually remembered who we were going to play. You didn't acknowledge that, so I think I will. So that just is it.
It was a test, honestly. I was going to see if you could bring it up.
Community service message. If you give yourself a little time, you can remember a lot of things. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Coach.
Yep.
We appreciate it. I'm Big Game James McCarty with Coach Karla Nelson of the Dragon women's basketball team. Have a great rest of your day.